Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, under Rock Roll Spell Convention with the latest installment of Building the Team. So, returning with a quick report on how the teams built with on the last Building the Team went. Ended up going with the Avengers team for the 500 point, one character in red, one in white, one in blue tournament, and I lost. I went 1 and 2. First round, I came pretty kind of close to winning on the first round, but hey, you know, just one Super Sense roll is all it took to. Yeah. Anyway, moving on to this upcoming week, build is 400 points with the Bizarro theme. So what that means is you start on the last click of the dial, and instead of clicking the dial clockwise, you click it counterclockwise. So technically speaking, everyone gets the opportunity to get better. You joke, great, they're going to get good. Anyway, let's get started, shall we? We're going to kick things off with a generic theme team for a change of pace. This one being martial artists. Starting off with Raphael. Raphael here comes in at 50 points, has the TMNT ally, animal, and martial artist keywords. He also has a trait, Fighting Through the Swarms. When Raphael hits an opposing character after action resolve, you may place him in any square adjacent to that character. Okay. Looking at the dial, we open up with Leap Climb, which gives on speed, which gives way to charge. On attack, we eventually click into the special power Psi. Raphael can use Flurry. He deals penetrating damage when making a close attack. And then on defense, we open up with Combat Reflexes, which gives you a Toughness. And then on damage, we open up with Close Combat Expert, which gives way to Battle Fury. Alright. Moving on, we've got Michelangelo. So Michelangelo here comes in at 50 points as well. Has the same allies as keywords as Raphael, TMNT ally, animal, martial artist, as well as the Fighting Through the Swarms trait. He opens up with Leap Climb, which gives way to charge. He clicks into the special power Nunchakus, which also allows him to use Flurry. Each time he hits an opposing character after action is resolved, you may give that character an action token. Okay, that can be very useful. Defensively speaking, he opens up with Combat Reflexes, which gives way to Toughness. Close Combat Expert on damage, which gives way to Empower. Moving on, we've got Donatello, who also comes in at 50 points. Has a TMNT ally, animal, martial artist, and scientist keywords. You also got the Fighting Through the Swarms trait. Leap Climb, which gives way to charge. Clicks into Bow Staff. All damage he dealt by him causes knockback, and he has a giant reach of 2, so you know he doesn't have to be right up on someone. Combat Reflexes gives way to Toughness. Close Combat Expert gives way to Outwit. Next up, we've got Leonardo. Leo here also comes in at 50 points, has the TMNT ally, animal, and martial artist keywords, as well as the Fighting Through the Swarms trait. Starts off with Leap Climb, which gives way to charge. Clicks into Katana, which allows him to use Blaze Claw's Fangs, and if he misses a close attack this turn, he can use Sidestep. Combat Reflexes gives way to Toughness. Close Combat Expert gives way to Leadership. And moving on, we've got Nightwing. Nightwing here comes in at 75 points, and he has the Batman Ally and Titans team abilities, as well as Batman Family, Teen Titans, and martial artist keywords, and enhanced movement ignores elevated terrain and hindering terrain, as well as the trait Titans Reborn. When he's given a move action after resolutions, he can use the Titan team ability at no cost. But nobody else has a Titan team ability, so it's kind of pointless. Alright, looking at the dial, we open up with Flurry for a few clicks on speed. On attack, we click into a few clicks of Incapacitate. On defense, we open up with Combat Reflexes, which gives way to Inertial Deflection. On damage, we open up with Perplex, which gives way to the special power, Does your utility belt sell a fax machine 2, granting leadership and the ability to choose either close combat expert, range combat expert, perplex, or outwit. He can then use the chosen power until your next turn. Finally, we've got Batman. Batman comes in at 120 points. Has the Batman family, Gotham City, the Outsiders, Detective, and Martial Artist keywords, as well as enhanced movement, ignores elevated terrain and hindering terrain. And the trait, my team to handle what the league won't. Once per turn, when a friendly character within 6 squares uses the Outsider's team ability, that character can immediately use Outwit, but only to target the opposing character targeted for the Outsider's team ability. And I forgot to mention, he also has the Batman Ally and Outsider's team abilities. Outsiders, target character, and I want to say within 10 squares, or at least within at least range and line of fire, if not 10 squares in line of fire. And their none of their stats can be modified until your next turn. So, looking at the dial, we open up with Charge for a few clicks. We got a full dial of the special power Analytical Mind and Utility Belt. Give Batman a free action and choose one. Energy Explosion, Force Blast, Incapacitate, Precision Strike, or Willpower. Batman can use the chosen power until he chooses again. Okay. On defense, we open up with a few clicks of Combat Reflexes, which gives way to a few clicks of Toughness. And then on damage, we open up blank, but eventually click into Leadership. Now, I was going to use this Batman instead of the one here, and have no Nightwing. However, it turns out that this Batman in particular does not have the martial artist keyword. But the whole idea was going to be that he would, as he and the Turtles were all martial artists, this Batman would then end up giving them stealth, or the Batman Ally team ability. However, like I said, no martial artist keyword, so oops. Next up, we've got an Inhumans team, or EarthX, however you want to look at it. We're going to kick things off here with Karnak. So, Karnak here comes in at 50 points, has the EarthX, Inhumans, and Martial Artist keywords. He also has the trait Terragenesis twice. When a friendly character targets Karnak with Perplex, after resolutions, roll a d6. If the result is less than Karnak's click number, modify the chosen value on an additional +1. Now, normally, this is the kind of thing that wouldn't really work early on, but in the Bizarro format, it actually really does. It helps early on as opposed to later on. Looking at the dial, we open up with some Flurry, which gives way to Charge. On attack, we open up with Precision Strike, which gives way to the special power Everyone Has Weaknesses, Precision Strike. When Karnak makes an attack, if his target's defense value is modified higher than his printed value, it uses the printed value instead. So he ignores Combat Reflexes, he ignores Perplex Defense. Now, it has to be modified. If it's replaced, that it doesn't matter. It's the replaced value. But yeah. Anyway, moving on to defense, we open up with Combat Reflexes, which gives way to Super Senses. He's also got Indomitable. So, yay, built-in willpower. Actually, it's almost common theme with the entire team. And on damage, we open up with Perplex, get a couple clicks of Probability Control, and then back to Perplex. Moving on to Black Knight. Black Knight comes in at 100 points. He has the EarthX, Excalibur, Inhumans, and Ruler keywords. And he has the traits Stiff Upper Lip, and Terrigenesis twice. Stiff Upper Lip, when he's damaged by an opponent's attack after resolutions, remove an action token from him. Okay. Terrigenesis twice. Same with Karnak. When a friendly character targets him with Perplex, roll a d6, and if it's less than his click number, you get to add an additional +1 to the modification. Now, looking at the dial, we open up with Force Blast, which gives way to Running Shot, which gives way to Charge. That's speed. On attack, we open up with a special power, His Father's Legacy, Pulse Wave. When Black Knight uses it, he can use improved targeting, ignores blocking terrain. After resolutions, destroy all blocking terrain within that use of Pulse Wave's range. Okay. That gives way to Penetrating Psychic Blast, which then gives way to Blaze Claw's Fangs. On defense, he's Indomitable, as well as like Karnak. He starts off with Regeneration, which is going to be kind of odd. Regeneration may end up being actually kind of useless, but yeah. That gives way to Invulnerability, which then gives way to Invincible. Then on damage, we open up with Perplex, which gives way to the special power Sean, an Apprentice of Kings. Leadership. When Black Knight uses it and succeeds, he is protected Outwit until your next turn. Alright, that's always a plus. Next up we have Triton. Triton comes in at 100 points. He has the Earth X in humans and animal keywords. He also has improved movement, ignores characters, and 2 traits, the first of which is Terrigenesis twice, which same as the others. When perplexed, roll a d6. If the result is lower than his click number, add 1 to the modified value. And then after that is Constricting Coils. When Triton hits an opposing character, after resolutions, roll a d6. On a 3 through a 6, give a hit character an action token, and if that character occupies water terrain, deal them 1 penetrating damage. Okay. Looking at the dial, we open up with a couple clicks of Flurry, a click of Charge, which gives way to a click of Charge, and then the special speed power, Dart Like an Eel. Charge, hypersonic speed, but only if he occupies water terrain. Okay. On attack, we've got almost an entire dial of Blaze Claw's Fangs, and then at the very end, going Bizarro style, we've got Super Strength. On defense, we open up with Regeneration, which then gives way to Toughness, which gives way to, for a couple clicks, which then gives way to a few clicks of Invulnerability, yeah. Then we've got 3 clicks of Perplex, each at different varying points on the dial, including first and last click. Finally, on the team, we've got Black Bolt, ruler of the Inhumans. So Black Bolt comes in at a whopping 150 points. Yeah. He's got the Earth X Inhumans and ruler keywords, as well as 2 Terrigenesis twice, as well as only 1 man can move that quietly. And this is also a trait. When he has no action tokens, lines of fire to him are blocked. This is like Stealth Plus, basically. So, okay. Looking at the dial, we open up with a few clicks of Running Shot, followed by a few clicks of Hypersonic Speed. On attack, we open up with a couple clicks of the special power Wound with a Whisper, Shatter with a Scream. Pulse Wave. When he uses it, he can use improved targeting, ignores blocking terrain, and you may instead choose a number from 1 through 5 to be the range value for Pulse Wave. You don't have it, and you can't modify it. After resolutions, destroy all blocking terrain within that use of Pulse Wave's range. Okay. Very nice. That gives way to a couple clicks of Penetrating Psychic Blast, which then gives way to a few clicks of Precision Strike. On defense, we open up with, first off, he's Indomitable. He opens up with some Toughness, which gives way to a click of Invincible, which then gives way to Invulnerability, and then back to Invincible. On damage, we got a few clicks of Perplex, followed by a few clicks of Leadership. And some very nice damage values, I might add. Nothing lower than a 3. Alrighty, moving on to the Batman family. Starting off, we've got Robin. Robin here comes in at 35 points, has the Batman ally team ability as well as improved movement, ignores elevated terrain and hindering terrain, and as well as the Batman family and Gotham City keywords. Looking at the dial, we open up with some charge. We'll click a charge, which gives away a couple clicks of running shot, and then back and then down to sidestep. In the middle of the dial on attack, we've got incapacitate. On defense, we open up with combat reflexes, which gives way to super sense. A few clicks of super senses. On damage, we open up with a couple clicks of empower, which gives way to a couple clicks of perplex. Moving on, we've got Bruce Wayne. Bruce Wayne comes in at 40 points, has the Batman ally team ability, as well as the Batman family, Gotham City, detective, and future keywords. He's also got a trait, very good then, Mr. McGinnis. During force construction, you may choose another character with the Batman family keyword to become Bruce Wayne's apprentice. Ooh. Alright, looking at the dial, we open up with a click of flurry on speed, and that's it on speed. On attack, we open up with precision strike, which gives way to a few clicks of the special attack power. I accept nothing short of excellence. Once per turn, when Bruce Wayne's apprentice would miss an attack, you may re-roll that attack roll. If you do, and Bruce Wayne's apprentice is named Batman Beyond, increase the result of the attack roll by +1. Okay. On defense, we open up with a special power. Don't forget about the dog. Combat reflexes. And you may generate an ace bystander. And with it being a stop click, I would presume that first reveal would be, in this case, the beginning of the game. So, yeah. That gives way to a few clicks of combat reflexes. Then on damage, we open up with Outwit, which then gives way to the special power Welcome to My World, which grants Outwit. However, at the beginning of your turn, you may choose that Bruce can't use Outwit, and instead, Bruce's apprentice can use Outwit until your next turn. Okay. Next up, we have Orphan. Orphan here comes in at 75 points. Has the Batman ally team ability as well as the Batman family, Gotham City, League of Assassins, Assassin, and Martial Artist keywords. She has improved movement, ignores elevated terrain and hindering terrain, as well as the trait, a blade forged in the flames of hatred, honed in darkness. Modify attack and defense +1 for each adjacent opposing character. Wow, that's Anyways, looking at her dial. She starts off with a few clicks of flurry, which gives way to a few clicks of charge. On attack, we got a few clicks of Blaze Claw's Fangs, followed by a few clicks of the special power. Conflict is her element. Quake, precision strike, but may use it with any number of targets. Okay, that could be useful. Defensively speaking, we've got first off Indomitable, so built-in willpower. We open up with combat reflexes for a few clicks, followed by a few clicks of super senses. But on damage, we open up with a few clicks of Battle Fury, which gives way to a few clicks of Empower. Not too shabby. Next up, we got ourselves the Red Hood. So Red Hood here comes in at 75 points. Has the Batman ally and Outsiders team abilities, as well as the Batman family Outlaws and Martial Artist keywords. He also has improved movement, ignores elevated terrain and hindering terrain, and three traits. First off is Dark Trinity. When he attacks, modify attack +1 for each other friendly character with the Outlaw's keyword adjacent to the target. Which, he's going to be the only one, so yeah. Next up, we've got Sometimes I Just Do Things to Annoy People. When Red Hood hits with one or more characters, after resolutions, roll a d6. On a 4 or a 5, a hit character modifies attack -2 until your next turn. On a 6, all hit characters modify attack -2 until your next turn. Very nice. It would be especially nice if you had Quake. But, oh well. And the last of his traits is a strict rule from Batman: no killing. Unless Red Hood's the only character on your force, when he would KO an opposing character with an attack, instead that character is not KO'd and is turned their last non-KO click and heal Red Hood 1 click. Okay. So looking at the dial, we open up with a click of running shot, followed by a click of sidestep, followed by 2 clicks of plasticity, and back to sidestep, and back to running shot. On attack, we open up with a click of energy explosion, which eventually gives it. Then we get a couple clicks of poison in the middle, and then at the end, back to energy explosion. Defensively speaking, we open up with a couple clicks of toughness, which gives way to a couple clicks of combat reflexes, which then gives way to a couple clicks of toughness again. On defense, we open up blank. That gives way to a click of exploit weakness, followed by a couple clicks of probability control, followed by another click of exploit weakness. And finally, we have Batman Beyond, who will be, of course, Bruce Wayne's apprentice. Batman Beyond comes in at 100 points, has the Batman Ally team ability, as well as the Batman family, Gotham City armor, and future keywords, and also improved targeting, ignored hindering terrain, and the trait, the Voice of Experience. At the beginning of your turn, you may choose one: Blaze Claw's Fangs, Energy Explosion, Incapacitate, Steel Energy. Batman Beyond keeps the chosen power until your next turn. Okay. Alright. Looking at the dial, we open up. So on speed, we open up with running shot, which gives way to a couple clicks of sidestep, which gives way to a couple clicks of charge, and then back to running shot. On attack, we open up with energy explosion, which gives way to steel energy, which gives way to incapacitate, which gives way to Blaze Claw's Fangs, which gives way to quake, which gives way to penetrating psychic blast. On defense, he's got Indomitable, always a good thing. Opens up with energy shield deflection, which gives way to combat reflexes, which then gives way to toughness, which then gives way to invulnerability. Then on damage, we've got a few clicks of perplex, which then gives way to a couple clicks of shape change. And that is it for this week's Building the Team. As always, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Hit the bell icon to be notified when I put new content. Links to my Facebook, Twitter, Patreon, and PayPal are in the search box down below. This is Rock and Roll Spock signing off saying, live long and rock hard.